Jemi rikthyer sërish në studio dhe siç lajmërova në këtë pjesë do të kemi një piktore, do të kemi një artiste, në fakt që kam kënaqësinë ta kem këtu në studio sepse ka ardhur nga Struga, megjithatë ajo ka prejardhje iraniane, ndërsa që shumë e vogël për shkak të luftës në Iran, ajo është shpërngulur në Malta dhe në fakt është qytetare e Maltës, por që ka pothuajse 6 vite që është shpërngulur në Strugë, sepse gjatë gjithë jetës së saj ajo ka shëtitur në vende të ndryshme të botës me artin e saj, është një piktore që njihet ndërkombëtarisht dhe ka jetuar në disa vende të ndryshme, por që 6 vitet e fundit ka zgjedhur pikërisht Maqedoninë e Veriut për të jetuar dhe për të punuar sigurisht edhe me artin e saj këtu. Këtu me mua në studio është Lida Sherafatman, e cila është, siç thash, një piktore e njohur, me të cilën do të flasim pak për karrierën e saj, për rrugtimin e saj, por gjithashtu edhe për atë se pse zgjodhi pikërisht Strugën për të ardhur dhe për të bërë artin e saj. Lida, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Përshëndetje.
Përshëndetje.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to see you again after some years that I've been in Struga.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming. It's a pleasure because you took the bus to come from Struga in Skopje, so thank you very much for that. Lida, I know that you have been telling this in many interviews, and I know the story, but for the people that are watching us, can you tell us the story from the beginning? How did you become an artist? What inspired you to become an artist? Or when did you start doing art?
Oh, yes. I've probably mentioned this story a few times. When I was 3 years old, my hometown, my birth city, was bombarded. This is in the beginning of Iran-Iraq war. And, you know, as a small child, I thought I have probably done something bad and we have been punished. I thought the war was my fault somehow. So one day I was just crying and looking at the sky and praying, and I asked the sky, like, tell me, what did I do wrong? I promise I'm not going to do it again. And while waiting for an answer, I suddenly got this vision coming to me of the sun singing with the flute, and the sounds made angels. The angels were dancing on the clouds and sending flowers down. So I went and took my crayons, I drew that. So that was actually my first drawing as a 3-year-old, and the first vision, we can say. I showed that to my mother, and I remember I told her, I think people have misunderstood God. He doesn't want them to bomb our houses. He wants them to listen to the sun singing and dance. Yeah. So actually that question remained in my mind about why don't people listen to the sun singing and dance instead of war? I mean, in adult words, why don't people take the nicer choices for living rather than those brutal choices? And at the same time, I felt this very strong urge and inner call to use my capacity for drawing to make the visions that were coming to me visible also to other people. And later on, of course, as an adult, I know that these visions are actually a space which is available to us humans, a space of vastness, potential, beauty, warmth. And I want to mirror that with my paintings for people. So that is, in a nutshell, what made me to become an artist and why the themes of my art are connected to society and to peace building and a lot to beauty as well.
So maybe the inspiration came from the war, actually, and to think that now there are also in this year children that are watching the things that you were watching while you were a kid. So your art is basically more about bringing peace, but we will talk about then. Do you remember, of course, you remember your first painting. Did you, when you became professional, did you remake that painting?
Yes, I created that painting into an adult version here in Macedonia, in Struga.
When you came here, okay.
Yes, I think 2 years ago, I turned that first drawing into a large oil painting. Yeah. Yes, so in a way, and I could see that those elements of the light and flowers and in a way dancing also is still present, but obviously in a more developed way today.
Yeah. I forgot to tell you in the beginning, your dress is amazing. It's your art in your dress. Can you show us a little bit what is it? Because also I want to talk about your style, because your style of painting is called fluorescentism, right? So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so yeah, this is a painting that I did inspired by the swans in Strugën, the lake, and the fact that I'm always coming across feathers.
Yeah.
I didn't have them so much when I was living in Malta. There aren't so many feathers coming down, probably here due to the swans being close by.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is another thing which has, in a way, kept me glued to Strugën, is the inspiration that I get from the natural surrounding. It's very important for me to be in direct contact with natural environment.
Environment, yeah.
Yes.
Most of your paintings are, almost all of your paintings actually are flowers, and also combined with colors, many colors, but mostly the one that you know, picks your eye, let's say, it's the white one. But I want to ask you, how do you choose the colors, the symbols that you use in your paintings?
Yes. So, you know, my method of creation, in a way, is still very similar to how it started back at 3 years old, in which I pose a question, and then I wait for the answer to come, and the answer to me, being a visual person, comes in the form of a vision. And then, so for example, I want to create a painting which would bring emotional calm to my viewers, or which would clear away some blockage, maybe in their lives. I pose that question, and then the image comes, and the flowers that I'm picking for every painting, they usually coincide, or always they coincide with the healing effect that they would have in flower essence remedies. You may have heard of aromatherapy, and so symbolically I am matching that healing quality in the physical qualities of the flower together with the meaning of the painting. And in a way, some Orthodox people commented that this is also very similar to iconography that they do, because in a way it's transcending the physical appearance and going into the soul. So these are in a way transcending the physical appearance of the flower and going more into the spirit of that. Also, for me, the fact that I travel in different countries for my exhibitions, luckily no culture has any problems with flowers, so it's very easy also for me to communicate with different societies, different people.
Yeah, that's true. What's the main message that you're trying to give to the people through your paintings, mostly?
The main message is probably to highlight the power, the transformative power that is inside us. So all of us go through challenges in our lives, personal, social, career-wise. So I want to highlight that there is this space of potential inside. No matter what the situation is, we can always, in a way, flower out of it, and that is why the name fluorescence or fluorescentism, to flower out of challenges.
You said you were going in. I think you have lived in many countries, right? You were 3 years old when you went to Malta. You were Maltese, if you can say. But you also lived in many places, and now you decided to come in Strugën. How was in other countries? Because, as you said, flowers is not a problem wherever you go. It's not a problem. But can you find those flowers that you want to do the paintings everywhere?
Yes, actually, I found most of the flowers that I have been painting in the past years on Mount Jablanica, the first time that I went on a hike there. And this was such a wonderful discovery for me, because most of them I had to observe them from photos or from videos that I could watch. So this was really amazing. And then there is the Nezlobinsky Museum in Strugën, which also have a botanical department. So there also, that was another connection for me. Yes. And yes, many connections. I mean, literally the first time that I set my foot in Macedonia, in Skopje, in 2018, when I arrived for an art symposium, there was just something pulling me. So I knew I have to be here. And usually I'm following these inspiration calls in my life, and then I get to know the rational reasons afterwards. That's
what I wanted to ask. How was your first reaction, let's say, when you came here in Macedonia, especially in Strugën, because you decided to live in Strugën? What made you decide that you said, okay, I'm going to live here, I'm going to make my art here?
You know, so I was at the art symposium, which is organized by an artist, Burhan Ahmeti, you probably have met. And I was just walking around the town, and I honestly felt my heart pumping. And I thought, what's going on? This wasn't a pump of panic. This was a pump of excitement and joy. You know, when you feel this excitement. And somehow I felt also poetry in the air. And at that time I didn't know about the Strugën Poetry Festival, which is one of the oldest, or the oldest of Europe. But you know, everything leaves a trace a little bit in the atmosphere, in the vibe. And so something was very soft, and I could feel that. And then I saw the swans, and they were very friendly to me. They came and they played. There was no aggression or anything. And I said, that's it, I'm going to come paint here. So I literally decided within 2 days that I wanted to come. On the third day, I remember I looked for a flat. On the fourth day, I found it. On the fifth day, we made the agreement with the owner of the flat, and that's it. I went back to Malta, packed my bags, came, and now 6 years have passed.
So you made the decision really fast, and then after 6 years, you're still here.
And I'm still here after 6 years.
Do you think you made the right choice, right?
Yes, I definitely made the right choice. Many things moved with my art creation while I was here. There were 2 stamps which were issued with the art that I created here. 3 books by Cambridge University which got published with the paintings here. Also, a little bit the feeling in my paintings opened up, probably due to the closeness that I have here with natural surroundings. And mountains have started to appear in my paintings, which were not there before.
Oh, that's great.
So this must be direct influence. I consider it a privilege that every morning I can have my coffee while looking at the mountains.
We have beautiful mountains.
For me, this is real. It just calms down the whole body nervous system.
That's true actually, because especially in Strugën, you can see the lake and then the mountains. It's like the most beautiful view. I'm from Strugën as well, and I always speak really good for my city, but which is the truth actually, because we have beautiful views there. You mentioned that some of your art is printed on stamps, also books, covers, but also postcards. I know a postcard in China that one of your paintings were printed in a postcard in China, right? If you can mention some of your art where
they actually created what they call commemorative envelopes, which are used for diplomatic services. They were celebrating the relations between China and Malta, and they had picked me as the artist due to my engagement in peace building. The same thing happened in Liechtenstein. Their Chamber of Commerce was looking for an artist who is engaged into these types of social quality life building and peace building, and they picked me, and they also issued the stamp in China. But I've been there a number of times, always with the invitation of their Ministry of Culture. And the last one was a big cultural forum. Even the president of China had attended, and this was specifically to create good quality cultural relations. So there were artists from 86 countries, a lot of person-to-person dialogues, genuine connections, and I think this is a very good way forward, because with art, people are a bit more relaxed to discuss from a humane level rather than from political interests or even economic interests, or it's more a heart-to-heart connection.
Yeah, because art is what unites people actually. Art is art everywhere.
So. Yes, I think so. I think it does have that capacity.
Yeah, that's true. Some of your paintings are used also in hospitals. I've seen here in Macedonia, but also in other places, I guess, and also healing spaces. Some other healing spaces. How does make it feel you?
Yes, I am also very, very happy about that. Oxford University Cancer Research Center have used them, some other hospitals in the US, also in Malta. And patients who are going through recovery or through diagnosis are always very tense about their situation.
Yeah.
So most of these patients, besides receiving treatment for their illness, also need to receive medication for calming them down emotionally. So the fact that they could have something else instead of medicine to calm them down, it's very helpful, because too many medicines can also clash in the body. And yes, so there has been coverage regarding these types of calming effects that the paintings have brought. There was one particular case which for me is in a way the biggest achievement, if I can say, or something that really brought joy to my heart, was a lady who had a very aggressive brain tumor and only had like 2-3 weeks left. She had apparently seen some pictures of my paintings and she had asked specifically to have some of those prints near her bed, because she said they bring joy and serenity to her heart.
Oh, that's
and
that's
for me,
nice.
that's a confirmation that somewhere I'm doing things right.
Yeah. That's really good, actually. So that means that your art is going through the souls of the people, right? And that's what you want to do, actually.
Yes.
I see that you're a little bit emotional now that you're talking about her.
Yes, because it goes back to that original call of the 3-year-old. At the moment, we are witnessing many wars going on, and I am sure millions of children are asking themselves the exact same question that I asked. What did I do wrong? Tell me, what did I do wrong? I won't do it again. Tell me, what did I do to deserve distraction of my home? Lose family members, lose relatives. Tell me, what did I do wrong? And obviously, it's not their fault. It wasn't my fault. And I'm just trying to live the world that I came to in a slightly better condition that I was brought to it. I know it's just a little drop in the ocean, but the ocean is made of drops. So at least that drop from me, I want it to be a good drop.
So your art is not just an art, but it's like it's a message. It's let's say a healing thing for the souls. Let's say. Let's get back to Strugën. How did the local community expected, waited for you? How did they welcome you when you came in Strugën first?
Yeah, I think many people were surprised, maybe because there aren't so many people who tend to come from outside to stay in Strugën, especially the young people tend to leave. But obviously my situation is different, because as a painter I'm not employed by an office, so I'm free in that sense. And I think, let's say, due to the challenges in the country, probably many people forget to look at the good things also that they have. So I think that was probably the main thing which was surprising everybody. But now, after a few years, I think they are seeing that, oh yes, okay, so our town does have something nice. And I got to know of a few other painters in the previous times in history who have come. There was a British artist who had apparently come in the 19th century, and he has done many paintings from Strugën or Ohrid, which when you look at, you think it's a British landscape because of the style, but they are from here.
From here, oh.
And then I got to know from another Serbian artist who came here, very well known apparently back in Serbia, and he built his studio in Gornja Belica. And apparently he wanted to be also buried there when he dies. So I'm not the only one who's been charmed by the place.
Yeah, but when you came here, you started to do also some projects, not only your art, but you started a project for cleaning the city, also some other projects that I want to mention, actually. What was the project about cleaning the city? Because the project was like the person that cleans the biggest space of the city gets like 100 euros, let's say, as a prize. As a prize.
Yes.
So where did you
get that idea?
Took the idea or the motivation to do that?
Yes, well, I was often walking by the beach and by the river, and sometimes I noticed, some, let's say, bottles thrown and everything. And whenever I would talk to people about the the throwing of the garbage, most people would say, oh, but we have other serious problems to think about than this.
Yeah.
And especially referring to economic situation. And to me, it was not so much related, because whether I am rich in my pocket or not, it doesn't make a difference that I throw the rubbish in the dustbin or in the road. So then the pandemic hit, and I like, during times of scarcity, this is something for my personal practice, I like to act generous during times of scarcity.
Yeah.
So even though my sales went down, but I decided that I'm going to give a cash prize for people who would clean the city. And this way, even if families, I don't know, are living with the minimum wage or something, probably this 100 euro can make a bigger difference to them than to me as a person who doesn't have children to feed. So that was the idea, and I think, I don't know how much effect it has left, but there are visitors who comment that the beach is very clean. Yeah. And I don't want to claim this must be the effect of what I did.
But it was kind of motivation also for young people to take action and to clean the city, actually.
To take action and to take pride of doing the right thing by not throwing rubbish.
How was the reaction of the community when they saw this project of yours?
Yes, well, again, I think they were surprised. I think they were surprised. It's
like, why do you do this?
It's like, why do you do this? Yes, it's like it always has to have a personal profit in it to make sense. While for me, if other people's quality of life is uplifted, for me, it's the same as if I have been uplifted, because I think whether we think about it or not, we really are all interconnected. So if quality of life of other people goes up, it directly influences also the rest in the community.
That's true.
So I think the more we can, make each other shine, I think the more everybody shines.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, if we work for others, we will shine as well. It's been 6 years, right, that you are living in Strugă.
Yes.
What do you enjoy most living in Macedonia, in Strugă in general? The swans and the lake,
The swans, the lake, the mountains, and also I have learned a lot regarding the society, because obviously life is different here than in other places, and for me that gives me more insight again into human condition, human relations, how to tap into people's potentials for growth. How
was your reaction when you saw, because people here work differently from Malta, I guess, also the mentality of the people, the social problems that we have here. So how was your reaction when you saw, I don't know, some things that you didn't see in Malta, for example?
Yes, let's say there have been a few culture shocks, if we can call them culture shocks. I let the shock pass, and then I try to observe it and see, okay, what is this trying to teach me as a person who has come here? And then what can I do about it, if there is anything for me to do about it? Yes. So I mean, in my life, I take everything just as an opportunity to grow into a better person, whether good things happen or bad things or shocking things or pleasant things. That's my way of dealing with it.
When we first talked, I remember that you said it was really surprising you, the people that Macedonian and Albanians that live in two different parts of the city. Like one part is Albanian part and the other part is Macedonian part, and you were really surprised, and you said, I don't get why they don't get together, they don't work together, they don't connect with each other. So how did you see all this now after 6 years?
True. I have had a chance to interact with both communities, and I can see wonderful things on both sides, and I can also see the points of misconnection where, let's say, the two communities aren't meeting each other. And in my humble view, those points of misconnection can be reached. But I think we often are very fearful. Sometimes even of good things we are afraid.
Yeah, that's true actually. Since we are in the ending of the interview, I want to ask you, what should we wait from you? Other projects, maybe exhibitions that are coming up?
So I am planning another exhibition at the Flower Art Museum in Holland.
Okay.
This will be my second solo exhibition there. And the collection that I'm creating is a collection which is for direct intervention in war zones or in post-conflict zones. Okay. So there will be reproductions of images which would be spread around the areas, on the walls, shelters, hospitals. And they are meant to create a visual space for people where they can hopefully connect to another space in them. Mm-hmm. And that is the next one.
The next one that is coming.
Yes, I have just a few pieces ready, which I could send you to see.
Yeah. Thank you. You will be here again, maybe for another exhibition. You will come here again for another interview. But I want to ask you: you are continuing to live in Struga, or are you planning to leave Struga? Because last time we spoke, you were planning to move in another country, maybe, or I don't know. And also, I want to ask you, what does home mean, since you are living in different places? Mm-hmm. So can you say that Struga is like a home for you right now?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. This question of home, again, started in my mind from the beginning when the hometown got bombarded. So for me, I had to revise my sense of home. Yeah. Which is not only connected to one physical geographic place specifically, but also to the people that I connect to. Yeah. And also, quite frankly, I believe that all these national borders are what humans created. They weren't necessarily there at the beginning when civilization started. So for me, even the fact that I can travel and I can see what other people in the human civilizations have developed that I don't know about, for me it's a privilege to go, to connect to, and to feel as part of my home.
Yeah. So home is everywhere for you.
So home is everywhere, yes. Home is everywhere, the people I meet is everywhere, and even geographically I try to treat every place as if it is my home. Mm-hmm. Because it's like having a house in Strugën and one in the village. Yeah. So it's like having a house here and another one. You go to another country if you just move it a little bit. Yeah,
that's true. We are actually happy that we have you here. So I hope you are continuing to live in Strugën and make art in Strugën. But however, it's your decision, and I really wish you the best of luck and the best of your art, of your life. You have made so much for Strugën. You have contributed a lot for Strugën and also for North Macedonia, so we are very happy to have you here. Also, thank you very much for being part of our interview, of our program.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful to have been here with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Të dashur shikues, këtu do ta mbyllim emisionin për ditën e sotme. Ju uroj një pasditë të këndshme e bashkë mirupafshim.